Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us here. Jason, host of the BombCast, and I am super excited for today's episode with Raj Qsar, a video innovator, somebody that's a practitioner that's doing it in his business day in and day out. And we're going to spend the next 30 minutes talking about some of the ways that he's leveraging video in his business. Remember, one of the best elements about being live is you guys can ask your questions. So make sure to drop those below, and we will be answering those as we go along. But before I go on much further, Raj, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, everyone. Thanks, first of all, to BombBomb for having me on the call today. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Raj Qsar, and I'm principal owner of the Boutique Real Estate Group. We literally are a boutique real estate brokerage based right here in Orange County. We've got about 35 agents and 7 staff, and we're just excited to get rolling.
Yeah, man. So we were talking, first place I want to start is a little bit just kind of in your video process, right? Can us give kind of just a history, paint the picture. When did you first start getting into doing video in your business?
Yeah, I love that question. And it's a really fun story to talk about, Jason. So back in 2009, after I'd been licensed about 3 years, I was starting to get busier than I was comfortable being. And I wanted to find a way to be different than all the other agents in my hyper-local market. So in my hyper-local market here in Orange County, there was 5 or 6 women who had been in the business longer than I had literally been alive. And they were the notable names in the area. They were shaking hands, kissing babies, and doing everything that they knew how to do and getting referrals left and right. So they were friends with these people, then they grew up and got married, got the referral there, they had children, grandchildren, and they got all the business all the time. And so 3 years in, and social media was starting to get a really good run. Facebook had been around for just a little bit, and I wanted to do something different. And I jumped on YouTube and I was looking for inspiration. And the only people who were really doing high-level video were all the ultra luxury agents. And I'm talking about all these folks in Beverly Hills, the ones doing that lifestyle, making you want to like all of a sudden become a millionaire and live that Beverly Hills lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? So literally, Jason, driving down Rodeo, top down in a Bentley, big fancy purse, little tiny puppy hanging out of the purse, rings on their fingers, top down, hair flowing. And it's just like, oh man, but we don't have that true like ultra luxe in Orange County. It's just not like that here. It's just a little bit different. So I had to resonate and had to speak with video to who I thought would be buying homes in Orange County. So what I did is I jumped online and I Googled videographers. And for real estate, there wasn't many back then. It really didn't exist. What happened back then was video slideshows. So photos put together to literal elevator music from a 5-star hotel that basically wanted you wanted to slit your wrist, shoot yourself in the head. It's like not emotional, not engaging, not captivating at all. So I found actually a guy who was doing wedding videos, and he was doing stories on brides and grooms when they got engaged and telling the story of how they fell in love. And that just pulled out my heartstrings, Again, back then, no drones, no fancy equipment, just literally point and shoot DSLR cameras doing video. And so I called him up and said, hey, I want to do a video. He's like, congrats, you just got engaged. I'm like, no. I said, I want to do a video and tell a story about a home. And I want to tell the story of who would live here, behind these gates, on this street, in this neighborhood, in this city. He's like, oh, wow, let's give it a shot. And I said, and I don't want to use the equipment that you're currently using. Let's like rent, if possible, really good equipment. So we had to get the right listing though, right? So we had the right listing, it fell in our lap. And I told these clients, and it was a listing that had been on the market before with a really notable big box brokerage with a very notable agent who'd been around a long time. The house sat on the market for about 5-6 months, didn't sell. They had no offers and minimal showings. So I said, let's do something different. Let's shoot a video here. So we got the house beautifully staged. We took great photos. And we literally, Jason, did not know what we were doing. We were like trying to tell a story about a home. So I recruited actually an escrow officer to be the local resident. And we shot her in my office. We recruited one of the people who lived in the home and shot them. Like, this is the homeowner. These are the birthdays we did. We had celebrations here. We love this home. And then myself talking about what it's like to live in Orange County and this part of Orange County and that. Okay, so I wanted the video to beat with the music. And so we were learning how to edit and cut and make things look right and sound right and flow right, but yet not be too long because we didn't want to lose attention. Anyway, we're a week on the market. The video's not done yet because I'm OCD about the video.
Right.
How to cut, edit, music. We changed music 3-4 times, which changed the editing of all of it. So we got multiple offers. The home looked amazing. We sold over list price. And guess what? We sold that home without the video. Okay. So here's the little cherry on top, icing on the cake, and why we do video. This neighborhood's a gated neighborhood of about 100 homes. This family is in a bunco group with like 95 of the 100 neighbors in that neighborhood. I sent them the video, said, "Oh my God, this is amazing. What took so long?" We're like, "Well, it was our first video. We told you we're starting to get." Anyway, they send it to all their neighbors. We got a call a couple of days later. "Hey, just saw this video that you did for the Smiths. We loved it. We've never seen anything like this. Will you list our home?" A week later, another call. A week later, another call. So we had listing after listing after listing in this neighborhood, $1 to $2 million from a video that we shot that didn't even sell the first house that we intended it to shoot, and the light bulb clicked on. I'm like, we've got something here.
So that was 8 years ago.
Yep.
The first video you put out, you kind of were starting to already understand this value of story and how to tell a story about a property. And for everybody that's watching, whether they're in real estate or not, whether they're selling $250,000 homes or $2 million homes, when you think about this element of story, what have you learned over the last 8 years that has helped you become a better storyteller that people could apply to their business, regardless of they're holding up their phone to do it or they're hiring a crew like what you've done?
Yeah, that's a great question. And the whole thing with stories is stories are emotional. They get you involved. You know, photos are essential and they have to be on point. They have to be digitally touched, edited, and they have to resonate the property. But people react differently to photos. They react differently to like Matterport tours. They react differently to floor plans that are two-dimensional. And they definitely react differently to video and stories. So one thing that's helped us get better at telling stories is literally, like, I'm not a one-man show. We have a team. And what happens is that we get to storyboard certain listings. And we've gotten better over the years. So before, when it was just me trying to be like, okay, we're going to shoot this restaurant and talk to this homeowner and bring this resident in and talk about the house. Now we're hiring directors and producers from SC Film School to come in and help us help the homeowner tell the appropriate story. And a great example, Jason, is one that we did in Orange County that was a $10 million property for a celebrity chef. And we got to interview him and his inspiration for building this ultra luxury estate and why it meant so much to him to have the bedroom here and the pool designed this way and for the home to face a certain direction. So that's what we've really excelled at, and taking the time to talk to people and not just go on cruise control, listing signed, let's do this, but actually having a connection with our clients and our crew.
And I think the cool thing about that is really story is everywhere, right? And I can see, or hear some of the people that are watching that might be like, oh, well, I'm not doing $10 million properties, or come up with all these barriers why that might not work for them. But the reality is, it doesn't matter what you're selling, there's a story behind it. And when you can tap into that, you get into the emotion.
And that's absolutely right. So we've shot videos on $300,000 listings, which in Orange County is considered very affordable.
Right.
And agents, and nowadays it's become so much more affordable to do real live video. And you can have fun with it. You could literally post on Facebook and do what we call a Facebook casting call to see if you can get a friend or a family member to be the actor or actress in your video. And literally, if you have 1 or 2 cameras, which again is a very affordable shoot, with a couple friends in it, and you tell the basic story of the neighborhood or the condo complex or whatever, you have a story there. And you could do so much with that content. Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, whatever. It's all available now to push out to the world.
Well, and I think also remembering that it's about more than just the property itself, based on your first story around the idea that you got multiple referrals based on a video that actually never helped in selling that property. People got to elevate their understanding that video isn't just about selling that property, but it's really about your overall marketing and your brand that you're putting out there. The other thing that I want to note that you said that's a great tip, don't want it to let it pass, but that you're going to the local film school to get students to help you, right? Is that kind of the process that you're going through to do that?
So the person we're using actually isn't a student. They're a full-blown producer who's worked in Hollywood, who's helped us cast,
yeah,
story, direct, and produce what we're shooting now.
gotcha.
So not students. I mean, that's a great tip though, especially on a budget, on a lower end home, to ask a student or even post on Facebook or even find the group for that film school that's local to your community and be able to post in there or message someone in that group, the admin. But yeah, we've gone past that, and that's kind of what's helped us elevate.
Gotcha. Yep.
Having a legit person, and also the equipment. We're using equipment that they use in Hollywood to shoot actual motion pictures.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. But I do think for everyone that is watching, and we've talked about this before, but if you're looking for that person to help you, don't always get to go out to those professionals. Like you said, wedding photographers or videographers are often looking for work to do during the week when there's not as many weddings, and you can get them on a great, cheaper price than shooting on the weekends. So don't be always so intimidated by price or professional. You have to go after that videographer that's a professional. There's other ways to get at that can be really beneficial. Raj, what other types of videos are you guys doing beyond just listing videos? What other stuff are you creating?
Yeah, so really good. So like even the email you guys sent out, we last year did agent testimonial videos, which has been great because we built an agent recruiting website, which we took our top 9 agents and shot 1-minute videos on them. And we've got about 250 videos on our YouTube channel. So we're able to take B-roll or background footage from different videos that we've shot and asked our agents 1 or 2 questions. Why do you love doing what you do? Tell us how you got into real estate. Who's been your favorite or most emotional client that you've ever worked with? And we'd ask 1 or 2 questions, tie in B-roll, tie in our intro, bumpers, front and back, and just do 1-minute video clips. And what's great about that is the content's so evergreen. We're able to post these on our agent websites, able to post it on YouTube, talk about our agents on our Instagram account. It's been something that's been really, really great and also helped our company grow because we are a boutique, literally. We're a small business, and it's brought people into our company who've been awesome.
That's awesome. I just saw a bunch of people pop in. Thank you guys for watching. Jason here interviewing Raj. If you have questions, please drop those down. We are moderating that and love to be able to ask Raj any questions you might have for him that we aren't talking about. So drop that in. So you're doing the recruiting thing with your videos. You're doing the listing videos. Are there any others? Do you do any community videos that go beyond just the listing or highlighting things that are going on in the area?
Yeah, the great thing is we're also doing community videos. So we found a technology called hyperlapse. So that's like motion, that's time lapse that's moving, right? So it's shooting at a zillion frames a second, and it's able to catch things that a normal camera wouldn't catch. And we found a couple people here in Orange County that do it really, really well. And again, we're able to showcase the coast of Orange County. We're able to showcase inland Orange County or central Orange County. And then when we have listings in that part of the town, we're able to drop that hyperlapse or motion control video into our regular listing videos or drop them in the agent testimonial videos. And it adds a different dimension, and it really captures people's attention.
When you are creating these videos, are you doing any of it in-house, these editing? Like, are you still hands-on on that? Or are you kind of out producing all of it at this point?
Yeah, so we're just too busy to do that. We used to do that when we started, when we were doing 1 or 2 videos, every few months, but now we're like past that. So whatever crew, and we've got 3 sets of crew that we would go to here in Orange County, but whatever crew we end up using, they're usually the one who are editing it. But I definitely have a lot of input, especially for my own listing videos, own community videos, agent videos, how I want things to flow and what videos I'd like on the B-roll and where I'd like things cut. So a great example, if you're shooting a home that's 5, 6, 7,000 square feet, you don't need every bathroom. You literally don't. A lot of the newer video guys on the scene are shooting every single room, you really don't need that. The home's actually secondary to the story and the actors, actresses, the drone that's flying above, or whatever it is. So you don't need every bathroom in the video. You know what I mean? So I'm still hands-on on that part of it, for sure.
So when you think about how video is helping you in other elements of the business, lead gen or other things, how do you capitalize on that? I know that's a lot of things that people are curious, like, okay, cool, put these videos out on YouTube. How do I actually turn that into a lead or into somebody that's going to be willing to have a conversation with me? How do you optimize your videos beyond just eyeballs, if you will?
Right. Well, there's 2 really great stories about this. The first is when you show up to a property in a neighborhood, especially a tight-knit neighborhood with 2 or 3 vans, 15 suitcases of equipment, 8 guys, drones flying overhead, actors and actresses. It's literally like going in, like being in Hollywood and a street's closed and you're like, what's happening? Everyone's like really curious. It's all taped off. You've got a makeup artist, a hair artist, like all this stuff happening. People come out of their house and they're like, are you guys shooting a commercial? What's going on? I'm like, no, actually, we're your local real estate crew shooting a video to market this home to literally the planet. And so that capitalized people, and they remember that. People remember that, like, oh my gosh, this guy shot a real video with, like, you literally look like a dinosaur, like a, transformer with these things on your shoulders and gimbals and planes flying over. I mean, it's really a lot of fun. So that's one great story. But another thing is a lot of times the video will help sell the home for sure. But you said the eyeballs. So it's really interesting. A couple years ago, we had a listing that our friends at Realtor.com actually wrote a blog post on. That was picked up by Fox News. Then Bravo TV picked up the Fox News article. And then we got a call to be on a TV show on Bravo. So it's the things you don't think about when you're selling your home. Like, hey, I'm going to do this video because Bravo is going to call me.
Right.
Like that's another way to capitalize. Recently, we were just on House Hunters for HGTV. So that's going to be a video clip that we're going to take and consume and push out to like our sphere, our clients. So it's a great thing, especially at a listing appointment, when you show up at the dining room table and there's 3 different books or folders from 3 different companies, and you're one of them, and you're the only one shooting. Like most of the things are going to be kind of the same, maybe a little different what we're doing, but we're also adding real life video. And so people remember that. And when you show them video, you actually hand them an iPad and say, hey, hit play. And they see what they did, what we did on their neighbor's home. They're like, I want that.
Yeah. And I think the thing too is really right now, the video game is still, the barrier to entry is so low that even if you just are walking around the street, holding your phone up, doing a video, people look at you weird, like, what are you guys doing? Like we announced last week, Rehumanize. For anybody that wasn't watching, it's going to be BombBomb's first live event. We've got Raj as one of our speakers, but we were in Denver doing some video shoots for it, just on the streets. And we had one camera guy following us around, and we literally had people stopping us like, what are you guys doing? What is this about? It just gets attention because it's not happening that often. And so again, I think the barrier to entry is so low that if you just do something, you're already doing something that the majority of other agents aren't, and that's going to help you stand out. Raj, as the people that are watching that might be thinking again, okay, wow, that's great, Raj, you can do all that stuff. You're on like chapter 25 of the video game. What advice do you have for people that are just getting started or they're just getting into it to really help them progress in what they're doing in their professionalism on video?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think one of the things that people often forget is the biggest video platform on the entire planet, YouTube, is owned by the biggest search engine on the planet, Google. YouTube and Google speak a very similar language. They understand each other. They're literally like brothers. You don't even have to like say something and you can tell that the other person understands it, right? So the more consistent you are on YouTube, the more Google is going to recognize that. And the more specific you are in a hyper-local community, the more Google's going to recognize that. And so what you have to do is, a lot of times the barrier to entry is people don't want to be on video themselves. Well, guess what? You don't have to be on video yourself, right? You could just do the house if you want and have some cool music and some cool sound effects. And that could be a really easy way to get in. Or you can have your friends or your family or your staff, which creates a great culture when your crew or your agents at your brokerage are in the video, because then they're going to share it as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Great point.
When we did those agent videos last year, we literally, once we got them back from the editor, they were cut and released. We all sat in our office together and we all upload them to Instagram and Facebook at the same time. And we were tagging each other. So we had like 10 people uploading the same video or their own videos at the same time, tagging each other. So what that creates is like a viral social element to what we're doing. And so everyone's like, oh my God, like what's going on here? And everyone's Facebook feeds blowing up. We're all tagging each other. We're all in each other's feeds. And people are like, no way. That's amazing. So it's a great way to almost crowdsource social using video and get seen in the feed, because we're all struggling to get seen in the feed right now.
Right.
And if you're not in the feed, you literally don't exist, is what I tell my agent.
Yeah, absolutely. When you think about consistency on YouTube, and you think about content, do you have some examples that you would recommend of, like, if let's say maybe they don't have a ton of listings, like what other types of video could people be doing that's going to help them be consistent in YouTube?
Well, I've met people over the years who will literally do iPhone videos in their car and upload directly to YouTube. Again, super simple, brilliant, costs $0, and you're just ready for it. So we used to say in the old days, if someone asks you the same question 3 times, write a blog post. Now it's like, if they ask you the same question 3 times, like, hey, Raj, what are the top 3 things I need to buy a home today in this market? Why don't you just video that in your car and upload it to YouTube right from your phone? There's nothing to do. And then when you have time back, when you're at a desktop, go in there, put the description in, link to your website, your homework site, whatever it is, your blog, whatever it is, within YouTube. But like, the most important thing is to start doing it, get that content, have YouTube even recognize that you exist, so then Google understands that you exist.
Yeah. Yeah. And until you start producing content, frankly, they're not going to pay attention. And doing 1 video a month isn't going to be the type of frequency that you need to kind of gain that type of momentum to where people are actually paying attention to you.
Right. And that brings us to another great point is there's some people doing amazing videos, and I'll check them out and they have 7 views, 20 views. And that's literally the editor and them looking at their own video.
Right.
So they do the video and they feel like YouTube's going to do all the work for them. Well, that's not the case. You have to have a plan and a strategy for that video. Where are you going to place it? What days are you going to place it there? Who are you going to share it with? How are you going to get it out? So that's all super important as well. Not just creating it, you got to push it out.
Exactly. Do you guys do a lot with like paid advertisement and everything as well to get people driving to it and seeing the video?
Yeah, for sure. So Instagram and Facebook are our core for video advertisements.
Yeah. Do you do any advertising on YouTube?
We actually don't do any advertising on YouTube because we're driving everyone from Facebook and Instagram over to our videos.
And then when you drive them to watch the video, one of the things that we talk a lot about is like a call to action. Like, now that you've seen this video, what are you supposed to do? What are some of the calls to actions that you're using in your business that's helping drive the right activities?
So one of the biggest things that I see that agents are not doing is in the description of YouTube, actually linking, having phone numbers or links to their social accounts within the video. Sometimes they'll just put a www.imagreatbroker.com or whatever their site is. But if you do www, it doesn't hyperlink. So you have to go http:// with the URL for people to be able to click on it. There's so many great examples of people, when you look at the description of the video, like Gary Vee just absolutely kicks ass. If you look at his descriptions within his video, that's a great person to role model what they're doing and their call to action after the video is over. For us, we're trying to get people to another video. We have links to all our social channels. We have hashtags within YouTube because those get picked up by Google. So those are the kind of stuff that get us consistent views and all the analytics on Google. So it's important to watch what people are doing. Are they getting all the way through your video? Or if you have a 3-minute video, are they clicking it halfway through and you're understanding that you need to shorten the length of that video? Like, what are they doing? And also recognizing where on the planet are people seeing your video? It's truly amazing that this stuff is literally worldwide.
Yeah.
Like, people can see anything at any moment, regardless if they're at a Starbucks here or the Starbucks in South America or Europe or wherever.
Yeah, that's huge. And that's one of the benefits of what, everybody, the push to Facebook to business pages and Instagram business pages and YouTube business pages, viewership is definitely going down. We're fighting more than we've ever had to. But the insights that we're gaining by being businesses on these platforms is massive. So anybody that's watching, if you're still running your business through your personal page, you got to stop that, because you're missing out on so many opportunities, like Raj was just saying. So we're gaining really valuable insights into who's paying attention to the content that you're putting out into the world. And that just feeds the next piece of content that you're going to put out. Because as you said, if they only watched a minute and a half versus the full 3 minutes, now okay, I got to shorten this down. Okay, this one got more comments, likes, and shares. How do I keep doing that? The market will tell you what's working. But if you don't have yourself set up as a business page on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, you're missing out on that valuable insight.
Yeah.
So Raj, when you think about, as we kind of wrap up, typically we try to keep the BombCast a half hour. I want to be respectful of your time. So thank you for taking the last half hour out with us. But as you begin to think about what's next, right? I mean, you've been doing this for 8 years. You've found some serious success. We were talking, getting everything onto television, and now, you're speaking at a lot of conferences and doing stuff. When you think about video for yourself and what's coming in the next year, what are you paying attention to, or what are you really excited about as to what's going on?
Well, I'm excited about a lot of things, but the one thing that shakes my brain a little bit is I want everything to be on video. I really do. So whether it's email marketing, texting, real video for listings, for agents, I literally want to publish what we're doing socially through video. And so if there's an avenue, which there seems that there is on just about every platform, to be able to do video, I think that's how we need to think as real estate agents and brokers and marketers, actually, is to get everything on video. So I think that's the mindset for 2018 and 2019, is everything that we're doing, we used to think, get it social, get it social, get it social. Now it's get it social, but make sure it's video. Make sure it's content. Make sure people can see, interact, and engage with you through video.
And why do you think that, what's behind that? Well, what's the driving force of really realizing why it needs to be in video in all those different spaces?
Once again, it goes back to the very beginning of our chat here today. It's emotional. People get to see you, recognize you. You're in 3 dimensions. They see how you act. They're not assuming, oh, that's Jason. He looks like a nice guy. But they get to hear your voice and your vernacular and how you present yourself. I think that's just an amazing way to present your business and our industry as a whole.
And it becomes that differentiator, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you're a logo or a brand. A lot of times it's just an image, color scheme, or whatever. People aren't going to make a decision to work with you based on that. They're making a decision based on working with you because they know, like, and trust you at the end of the day. So when you think about documenting everything, what does that look like? Is that you doing more Instagram stories on your phone? Is that you having a person following you around, documenting your days, Gary Vee style? What does that kind of look like for you?
It literally is that. I mean, that's where it's getting to. I mean, a lot of our friends now that are going to conferences are bringing their own crew with them. I remember one of the first Inman Connects I went to in San Francisco. I want to say it was 2010. I brought a video crew with me. I mean, people were like, who the hell do you think you are? I mean, we literally shot a video at Inman. Inman picked it up. They put their bumpers on and published it to the Inmanville, basically. So It was a great way to do it. And people have come way further than that. A great example is we have a friend that's a photographer, and one of our last video shoots, we had her come and just still photo my team behind the scenes. And so we did a whole behind the scenes photo shoot, again, not video, but photo shoot, where we're able to publish the content along with the video. So the video is telling the story of what we're doing for the listing. The photo shoot's telling the story of what my team's doing behind the scenes to get the home ready for the video shoot. It all goes hand in hand. It gets people involved in your listing before it even hits the market. And the great thing is that people recognize your listing before it hits the MLS.
Yeah, that's cool. That's super cool. A couple questions that have been coming in. Brendan asking about our process of how we do the BombCast. Looks like the team just posted a link in there. Check that out. We've actually documented how we do all this, 2 camera shots, and how we're live on both Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So check that out. Good question there. The last thing is we kind of wrap things up for everybody that's watching. Last week, we announced on our 1-year anniversary of the BombCast that we're doing our first live event in May of 2019 called Rehumanize. Tickets are going to be going on pre-sale next week. Raj is going to be one of our speakers. Rehumanize is built on the real estate and mortgage video influencers guides that we've produced over the last few years. I'm going to have the team drop the link in below if you want to go learn more about it. But it's going to be a first of its kind event where we're bringing the actual practitioners that are doing video in their business to one space. And over 2 days, you're going to be able to have access and conversations and learnings all around this stuff. So super excited about that. So make sure you check out that link. And Raj, thanks, man. Excited for the things that you shared, and excited to have you in Denver in May.
Thanks, Jason. Really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you and the whole BombBomb crew there, for sure.
Thanks, man. All right. Thanks, everybody, for being on. We'll see you next week, same time, same place on the BombCast. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye, everyone.